Hey everybody. Good morning. It is Sunday, the 28th of January 2018. And yes, as you can see, this is indeed a DCWA live. This is a live. Um, just my mic there. This is a live DCWA update for you all watching on this Sunday morning. And DCWA is basically the name of my CAW League. It is my CAW League, which is Creative Wrestling, which is short for Creative Wrestling, so Creative Wrestling League. And I remember it's Downloadable Championship Alliance or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, it's my league. And of course, like with any CAW league, I have my own characters of myself, friends, a family, people I watch on the internet like Nostalgia Critic, um, characters like Twilight, Sally, Princess Twilight, Sally Acorn, um, the Schleg Daddy, if you will, Deluxe Man, just to name a few, as well as some downloadable characters that have been known for their runs in CCL and DCA and all that. As well as some that several followers, friends of mine online have created, like Judy Hopps, Nick Wild, um, you know, just to name a few, Kitty Catswell, Lola Bunny. You get the idea. Um, but yeah, basically started. I've basically since I've gotten this game here, started creating my CAW league for the 2K18 run, and I know that a lot of people, in fact, some people have even come out and said that the 2K game is not as good as it seems. And I want to correct people on that. Yes, it is a little harder to play depending on the modes, but I think it's actually pretty good. I think it's all right. I mean, true, it's got a few bugs in it and everything, and it still has to be worked out, has to be fixed in certain areas and stuff. And that's probably why you haven't seen many many CAW leagues reappearing or having seasonal debuts, if you will. What was that? There you go. But like I said, having seasonal debuts, like they should. They're not having like I said, they're not having the premieres or season premieres that they would normally. And I can't blame them in a sense. You know, I can't blame them, if you will. Um, like I said, I can't blame any of the CAW league people or or anything like that. I can't blame them really, because it's more along the lines of you are you basically have a game here that when you get used to the controllers or re-used to them in a sense, and you kind of get used to the timing and the reversing, is a playable game, but it's still kind of hard to play because um when there are times to where it'll feel like it'll glitch a little bit or something, And there's a lot of examples that you can find here on YouTube that talk about that show that. In fact, there was one time I was playing a game, streaming it, and it was like doing a pinfall attempt. All of a sudden, the computer just stopped the screen just stopped for like momentarily, like for a second, and then resumed. It was like the computer didn't know what it was doing. The AI didn't know what it was doing. So it was kind of tricky. It was kind of weird to see that. Um, but mainly, the thing is with 2K is with 2K18. Um, Again, like I said, it's not playable. It is playable. I'm not saying that it isn't. But what it is right now is that 2K18, the developers, they need to send out another patch to work on a few things because they're going to get a lot of complaints about the reversal system not working correctly, being broken, um, pinfall attempts happening way too quickly by the AI, or submissions by the AI happening way too quickly, and that the little mini game where you press to avoid being pinned sometimes goes a little faster than it usually does. I mean, you get that little icon that with the green in the middle, with the little green like right in the blue, and then that's your pin icon basically till you can kick out when you hit the green. And sometimes that goes a little too fast and things like that. There are still a lot of bugs and glitches that they have to work out, and hopefully they'll do that. Um, but one thing I did notice lately, and it's not, and it goes without saying, along with the game, with the disc, it's with the physical version of the game itself. But I have noticed that when you get digital, when you go the old digital route for a game, that for some games they still might act the same at times, but they feel a lot smoother. They feel like they're a lot more accessible. Um, Now, again, I'm not saying that the same problems that you got with the physical version of a game, you don't get with the digital version, because you'll still get them as well, possibly. I should know that because last year I ended up getting the digital version of 2K17 months after I got 2K18, and there was still a problem here and there. It's like, for example, I have a tag team on there called BHK, which I'm hoping to bring over to here. And anytime I would pair them together as a tag team or a trio, the game would crash. Like there was some kind of glitch or bug in there. Hopefully, something like that has been fixed, and we won't have to worry about that in the new game. Um, but besides that and a few other things, I've noticed that there is a huge, not much of a, not I wouldn't say a huge difference, but I noticed there is kind of more positive difference in the sense that you still get a few glitches, you still get a few crashes, but it plays smoother and it feels a lot easier, especially depending on the mode that that you're using. Because if you're using normal mode, just like last year and now with this year, it seems to start off as a hard mode. It's like normal becomes hard, hard becomes very hard, and legend becomes um, unbeatable, and easy becomes normal. It's like the modes are mixed up. It's like easy mode becomes normal mode becomes hard becomes very hard legendary. You get the picture. So those are modes that need to be looked at, and I think with a new patch need to be fixed and established as the modes they are. Again, another thing I bring up is the fact that they need to uh, basically work on the reversal systems and not make as many reversals. I mean, I get the fact that a lot of people want a more realistic game, a game that makes you feel like you're actually playing the real life thing, the real life deal, the real deal. Uh, but first of all, pen attempts shouldn't take about so many times to finally. It shouldn't take. What did a friend of mine say? It shouldn't take like 3 to 4 or 5 finishers at times to win a match. Now, I'm not saying that they haven't improved on that a little bit, because it looks like whatever patch they put in with the latest WWE 2K pack, the Enduring Icons pack that they installed, like whatever patch they put there might have fixed that problem a bit, but not much. There have been, in fact, several occasions, you can actually check it here on my YouTube channel, where I've had matches happen in just a blink of an eye. In fact, one of the more recent ones was Christy Montore from the Tekken series, taking on the Judy Hopps character, and Judy won with by hitting one signature move and one finisher, basically about 8 minutes into the match. So it seems they may have fixed that a little bit, but from what I understand, the universal mode is the one that really needs to be looked at and patched up as well, because it seems that might still have some bugs. Some people are saying that it's a little hard to play in, that there's no reason to play universal mode, and that if you're going to do a CAW League, you might as well go the editing process and piece it all together like that. And if that's the case, that's maybe what we'll have to do, maybe what a lot of us will have to do. Um, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully they will patch that up eventually, because one thing I have noticed with these WWE games is usually a game stays at its original retail price for at least, I would say, for at least 4 to 5 months, at kind of basically at the length of a movie in the theaters. It usually lasts for about 4 to 5 months. It usually stays around $59, $60 pops, $49 to $59, as which would be its original retail price. But I noticed that 2K18 went down in price to about 41.89, which is not just in store but digital as well, which is kind of a surprise. Now I can understand that the digital one, from what I understand, it was a current sale, promotional sale that PlayStation's doing right now, and that's fine, but it's the same price as what I see in the stores, like where I work. And so you wonder, why is it down in price so quickly? And I think it's mainly because of the fact that a lot of people are coming out and criticizing the glitches and the bugs and things like the reversal system being off, universal mode not being fair, stuff like that. Things that need to be addressed, and hopefully they will be. Um, but again, with those exceptions, the game's all right in my opinion. And I'll be honest, it does take time to kind of rework yourself into the system, rework yourself with the controls, kind of time yourself with the reverses and the pinfalls and stuff. Because once you kind of time yourself, get the idea a little bit, you kind of get a handle on it. I mean, it took me a while before I was able to do 2K17, and it's probably taken about the same time with 2K18. I think it just takes time for a lot of us to adjust to the control system, to the control output, to the controls period, for the game on your controller. So hopefully I won't have a problem with my universal mode that I'm going to be using soon, because one of the things I wanted to come on here and announce before I went, you know, um, one thing I wanted to talk about and announce here before I went into that whole spiel, but rightfully so, because the game does need, I think, 1 or 2 more patches to really, I think, stabilize it, to kind of address the issues that I mentioned. Uh, but the reason I also wanted to come on here, and like I said, this is a live DCWA update. The reason I wanted to come on here was to announce that you got Raw, DCWA Raw will be coming back very soon. and so will the new DCWA Women of Honor series. That's right. DCWA Women's Saturday Night is being replaced as Women of Honor. I do want to give a nod to Ring of Honor for creating that division for the ladies and thus giving people like me a new title to use for our CAW leagues. So, yeah, it'll be known as DCWA Women of Honor. They got a new arena. Basically, it's the arena based off the Hammerstein Ballroom. So that's going to be the new home. And I will be working on Thunder and maybe a web. I will be trying to work on a Thunder arena and possibly a web matches arena as well. Basically, like kind of like what CCL and DCA do sometimes. They bring out these web matches, with these web match broadcasts, or these webcasts, if you will, with 1 or 2 matches, things like that. So, or 1 to 3 matches. So those 2 arenas will be created very soon, as well as the first CPV of the year, which I'm hopefully will be getting off the ground very soon, um, without any problems, uh, and hopefully like I said, hopefully without any problems and with some patches put into the game to help out. My roster is getting pretty big. I think I'm about at 50 to 60 characters altogether almost. I still have a lot to go. I still have to put, because my plans are, I'm trying to integrate what I've had with new, like bring in some of the characters I've had from the original, from the last game, and mix them in with some new ones. Mix some of my created stars and some of the downloadable characters and stuff, like Judy and Iron Man and all that. Mix them in with a variety of talent that are based, if not, if not, are the exact same CAWs from CCL and DCA. So, hopefully, hopefully I'll be able to, be able to continue to grow the roster as best I can. Like I said, my roster basically is going to consist, just like in the last one, of a hybrid of what I've created and what I've downloaded. What I've created, um, as well as those that I've downloaded, like an Iron Man CAW, a Black Cat CAW, a Judy Hobbs, and Nick Wild. That's all going to be intermingled in and hybrided with CAW characters that might be the exact same CAW characters that I will download from the community creations that are from CAW Champions League, CCL, and Destiny Championship Alliance, DCA, as well as some others like XJWL and COH, Call of Honor, stuff like that. So you're going to get hopefully a good variety here when it's all said and done. Um, but yeah, I do plan. But yeah, I do have 2 series arenas already up and running. Like I said, one is the DCWA Raw. One's going to be DCWA, and the other is the DCWA Women of Honor one, which is going to take the place of Women's Saturday Night. And then the other 2 I got to work on will be Thunder and web matches. So those are going to look something to look forward to in the near future. Women of Honor, I am going to say I'm going to try to probably post the first episode today, the day of the Royal Rumble. So it gets you hyped up for the Rumble as well as you have something to so basically you would have something to tide you over till then. So hopefully that I'll be able to get that up today before I watch the Royal Rumble. Um, but again, it's still a lot of work to do, and just hope for the best. And if 2K, the people at 2K are listening, you guys really need to patch up this game with a couple more patches. You need to work on the pinning system. Check that out for yourself. The reversal system. Check it out for yourself. The mode system. You really need to fix that so that easy is easy, normal is normal, and hard is hard. Not mixed up to where easy is normal, normal is hard, hard is legendary kind of deal. As well as work on the uh, universe mode because people are complaining about that. But I will say again, like I mentioned earlier, it seems that when I got the digital version of 2K17, it worked out smoother. Well, I did the same thing here. It took me a while. I was thinking about it, and I figured might as well try it. And surprisingly, I I do have this. I'm not going to get rid of this because it's always nice to have a backup just in case, let's say, the digital file that I bought and downloaded, because yes, I also have the digital game as well, the digital version of the game, unless it ends up, being corrupted or something happens, I'll be able to at least know and say that, hey, I have the physical one as a backup. Because like I said, just like I did with 2K17, I did here with 2K18. I bought the digital version months later, and I think the reason people I might prefer the digital version at times is because you don't have to constantly put a disc in to play the game. The game's right on the system right then and there. It's like everything is right there all in one. It's like, yeah, you use the disc to pop it in, and that's how you help install the game, but everything is there. But with a digital version, you don't have to do that because it's all there. It's all installed, everything, it's all there. So it does kind of feel like it smoothes out a little bit. It feels like it's a better playable game. But like I said, I'm not going to get rid of the physical version because if anything happens to the digital file that I've downloaded of the game, then I'll always be able to say, hey, at least I have a physical version as a backup. So hopefully, though, nothing will happen to the digital copy. Um, but yeah, I just thought I'd come on here, let you guys know what's going on in my DCWA league. Kind of also talk about what's been going on with, why it's taking so long for me and maybe other CAW creators to promoters, if you will, owners to upload their new seasons, the new 2K18 seasons of the CAW leagues. Hopefully, you kind of have an understanding as to why and everything now, and hopefully, before WrestleMania, things might get ironed out, and we'll have a more playable game. And 2K, if you also want my advice, if you're going to create 2K19, wait till 2019 to release it. Maybe release it in time for I don't know, the Royal Rumble or Mania, so that way you make sure you got all your issues, your bugs, your glitches, everything worked out, ironed out, and everything before you release the game. But that's just my opinion. So, I thought I'd just come on here and let you guys know what's happening in my DCWA, my Creator Wrestling League, my CAW League. And that's about it. Thank you all for watching live. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching post live after it's been uploaded. Let me know what you all think, and I'll talk to y'all later.